Hi guys, for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you will know I've played a number of fan-made PvZ games, some of which I've enjoyed more than others. So today I'm going to be highlighting my top 3 Plants vs Zombies fan games and why they are worth checking out. Also, if you have any suggestions of any PvZ fan games I should play, let me know in the comments below. Starting with number 3, we have Gardens vs Graves Battlegrounds. This is a fully functioning Roblox game created by Hoshpup that works pretty much like the PvZ shooters we're used to. There's tons of characters to choose from, all of which have unique abilities. The game is online and has lots of our favourite PvZ game modes like Team Vanquish for example. It's had over 23 million visits and is very well put together indeed. As with all Roblox games, this is completely free to play, you just need a Roblox account. Interestingly, this game used to be called Plants vs Zombies Battlegrounds, however due to copyright issues the name and other aspects of the game had to be changed. Some of the things I really enjoyed were the huge variety of characters to play. There's around 54 classes in total, some of which have very interesting abilities and effects, so there's more than enough to get stuck into. There's also a great hub world that ties the whole game together, and some little features such as a voting system to decide which map to play next, an end screen for each match, and the ability to switch between first and third person. The only real downsides with this one, of course, is all of the characters had to be renamed or changed due to copyright issues, so you're not able to play as Sunflower, the plant is called Daisy instead for example. The second thing is that you can't aim down sights ADS unless you have a sniper rifle, and I guess the final thing is graphically this isn't the best, but the gameplay is really fun. If you're looking for something a bit different but prefer the shooters compared to the OG tower defense PvZ games, this is definitely worth checking out. The link is in the description. In second place we have Plants vs Zombies Retro by THMCTerracraft, available for free on GameJolt. Plants vs Zombies Retro is essentially a mashup between Plants vs Zombies 1 and 2. You have the standard worlds from PvZ 1 such as day, night and pool, but there are roughly 35 levels in each world and you have access to things like plant food and power-ups from PvZ 2. This game really got a lot of things right. There's a ton of content and levels including vase breaker and minigame levels. There's a bunch of new power-ups with an ability to pick and choose which power-ups you take into a level. The balancing has been altered, making certain zombies like regular brown coats a little tougher for example, and other changes such as the flag zombie being able to move much faster than most others. I also really loved how they combined the original PvZ worlds but created a PvZ 2 styled level select screen. There's also some custom Vanquish animations for some plants such as Snoopy. The only negatives I have, and one is just a personal preference relating to the art style, I'm just not a fan of the pixelated look to the game, and that's just with any game really, it's just not what I enjoy visually, even though I think it was a good choice and works really well for the game's title. The other issue is to do with crashes, as I did get a number of them whilst playing the game. Whilst these are frustrating at times, there is a save function in the game that works, so you may only lose the progress on the level you were playing. However, I will say whilst I experienced some crashes, they weren't very often. As with all the games on this list, the link to Plants vs Zombies Retro is in the description. Finally, in first place we have Plants vs Zombies Dimensional Destruction by Slijmwesley, again available for free on GameJolt. So PvZ Dimensional Destruction is a take on the usual Plants vs Zombies formula, but it introduces some elements that we've seen in PvZ 3 such as boss zombies, as well as their own new mechanics that I really enjoyed. This includes a new plant called the Time Martyr, which introduces some unique levels that are kind of like time trials I would say. These are both really fun and quite challenging. There is also an option to change the game's difficulty, but I would say overall the game is more challenging than PvZ 1 and maybe a bit tougher than PvZ 2, but not by much. Another really cool feature is the level start screen, which I believe is an idea taken from PvZ 3, where it gives you an overview of the level, such as the type of zombies you will be facing, how many flags there are and what the reward is. Also, some plants and zombies have been reworked, such as the pole vaulting zombie who is able to actually stick the pole in the ground, which then acts like a low health walnut for the zombies. In a sense, you have to shoot through the pole. However, I think my favourite feature in this game is the costumes mechanic. Now, costumes themselves aren't a new concept as you can get them in PvZ 2. However, in Dimensional Destruction, the costumes actually come with unique abilities. They're not just cosmetic. For example, there is a green shadow costume for pea shooter, which makes the plant a lot more powerful. However, instead of costing 100 sun, it costs 225. So although this is an upgrade, I also like how it has a disadvantage as well. I also really love this mechanic because it really gives the player a reason to unlock and purchase costumes. The only downside to Dimensional Destruction is that there aren't many levels in its current state, and another really minor thing I think needs changing is the fact that the escape key does actually close the game, so if you accidentally press it, it's a little frustrating, particularly as the escape key is usually bound to the exit menu button. However, the game dev is working on a ton of new content as we speak. Slijmwesley has sent across some updates on new content coming to the game, which includes additional levels to the night world, as currently there's only one level, a new daytime pool world in which the lawn design was recently completed, new plants and zombies which include the weightlifting zombie from PvZ Adventures, and a new OC plant called the Grim Shroom. We can also expect the return of some old favourites such as Disco Zombie and Gravebuster. Finally, there is a new feature being implemented to the death screen that actually tells you which zombie ate your brain and includes some funny text. Overall, I think in terms of fun and uniqueness, PvZ Dimensional Destruction is definitely my favourite of the 3 games I've talked about, so if you are interested, there is a link in the description. Anyway guys, that's about it. If you did enjoy this video, please consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you do want to help support this channel even further, feel free to check out my Patreon page, the link is in the description. But other than that, I shall see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys, bye.